Another team to say goodbye to. Fortunately, we've got a long series ahead of us. Nismo might not have a long round ahead of him as he gets chipped away 13 HP on the sky. And you would hope, especially here on the pistol round, that damage is on anybody else. But it's this guy who cannot heal herself. So tough start here for Ghost Gaming. And since then, completely slowed things down. They've cut noise and they're just hanging out in these positions. They are going to make a feint out towards the C long area with the drone and the guiding light used just previously. But for now, everybody kind of holding steady here for Complexity.
Easy does it. It's Koala with the first little tap. Good headshot to find there onto Veil, and the Astra's cut down, and now they say sight. Well, it's just going to be a retake play for Complexity. Man down, Shock Dart nearly connecting the frag onto Koala, but he'll live on for the moment.
And a tough place to be for Complexity because they started the round good. They got quite a bit of damage onto the sky and then haven't been able to convert on either of the kills on the players that they've seen thus far. So it's actually Ghost, a player ahead. If you added the health, it would maybe be the Complexity advantage. Nismo finds another Ohai gonna fall. Jake Cool trying to find his way onto the side through the cloud burst. He's able to pick up one, but the bodies start to drop, and it's all up to Brock. 70 health and a dream, but no time and no wherewithal to get it done as Ghosts sneak away the pistol.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to let your dreams be dreams, and well, for Complexity, that's all that round will be. Ghost Gaming, a very strong start. They take initial contact out towards A, then completely cut noise, play their default, and even push a bird out towards C. That pulls a rotation and places 3 players on that C site. It's then just the isolated Astra of Complexity who's forced to push forward and gets taken down by Koala. Good game of push and pull and a great execution into the late round, and it'll just be the save for Complexity.
We don't get no funky stuff like we saw in Icebox in the previous of the Force for Force where teams were winning rounds they shouldn't. Although Ghosts have fought up quite a bit of nice guiding lights, trying to get Ohai out of dodge, but a shock dart to take him down where he stands. Classic around the corner. AGM picks up one. The weapon should be retrieved, and the shock darts from Win looking to go good for something. Only damage thus far is Brock in a tough spot. 20 HP, needs to find a way out, and the grab well gonna keep him from doing so. Damage onto one is all Complexity can find as Ghosts will secure the anti-eco.
Yeah, quick work there of the anti-eco round. The Astra utility is very good from Ryan. I love watching him play this agent. I think he's one of the stronger Astra players in this scene. He's been playing the Astra for a while, and it definitely has some strong utility usage on the character. Villain as well, he can do a pretty damn good job at it, but we've been yet to really see his true potential, catching that early death in round 1. Now we get weaponry up, and I think this lineup, I think that's just to break the default Killjoy utility, which it likely will. There's already Alarm Bot stationed in that position, and down it will go.
And goes quick out towards mid. Not finding too much just yet. The turret out inside a garage. Something that we saw previously in the day. We did kind of hold in that same position where you get smoked off, but your turret's still able to get the value that you cannot in terms of anybody pushing on through. Zohai gonna hang out for just a second, still out towards the A site. J. Cruel as well, holding the angle out towards long, and the bonus for Ghost Gaming. Nothing found just yet. The Vandal shots, they land, but only for damage, not for the frags, as Koala will be topped off. Nice regrowth coming out, and unfortunately, as J. Cool looking to back away, finds one onto Quinn, cutting the numbers down. Now Ghosts try to dash onto the site. A fake plant for a second as Ohai in a scary spot, but J. Cool's here to try and bail him out as Nismo picks up 2 on the site. It's Ghost, a player down with the Seekers going on through. It's the information that they need, but they have to find the frags behind it. Nismo 4 on the round. The plant on top of it all is now in a 1v1 situation. Phelan able to find his counterpart, and now Nismo backs away. 2 stars to play with and a Trailblazer to find the information for Ghost Gaming.
Oh, the dog around the corner. I don't think it spots out Valen, and now the stars will come down. 2 smokes to work with here, and he'll play within the first to peek forward. Nismo in a tough situation. Not sure if he has the flash online, but it could go huge here. Reading out on the tap. A second comes through. The blind is perfect, and Nismo has found himself the ace.
That is... I mean, what a round from Nismo, right? That play in itself, the first 4 kills in front of it, we don't want to take away from that. But to play that the way he did with the 2 Nebula smokes right on top of each other, the timing has to be perfect. The positioning needs to be perfect. It's unfortunate for Valen that he's outside of the smoke, and he actually is just looking to fake and try and find the fight. And that is something that we talked about the other day, where the Sky now only has 2 flashes, but if you get deep in the round, you get a 3rd, and I think that's exactly what we saw from Nismo, and it's the reason that they win the round. And, well, now looking to go into the next one with all that momentum off the back of the ace. It's an eco for Complexity as they're chopped down to 3.
Yeah, they knew that the jet of J. Cruel was going to want to commit for that Blade Storm. If he had been able to recover the orb, he would have gotten closer to it and maybe been able to find some impact into the eco round, but they shut it down. Very aggressive push down towards long, and now they're cutting noise for a moment. Drone will reveal the push up towards middle and force Complexity back. The pacing on this is super well played from Ghosts. They're going to make this final rotation out towards the C site. Plant should be able to come down for free.
You love to see the respect given still, right? Not only do you have the Arsenal advantage, but you've got the numbers advantage. But Ghost not just looking to run into something blind here. They play it smart. They spread the numbers thin in the 3 remaining for Complexity. And it was an ace in the last round, a flawless in this. I mean, what do they get next? You got Team A still left on the board. You have Thrifty, which we won't see anytime soon because their economy is flourishing. But, I mean, they're really trying to go through the whole list of the tags that we had at the end of the round.
Oh, that just is so painful if you're the jet of J. Cruel. I feel like we rarely see that Bravo get a ton of impact, but it got all the impact right there, right then. Money's back for Complexity, but look how much Ghost Gaming is built up in reserve. Even if they lose this round, they'll still be sitting pretty, and well, they're looking to pick this one up as well. That alarm bot should be broken yet again, and yeah, down it goes. When you have a lineup like that, you're going to be forced to adjust your setup if you're Complexity.
Brock with a nice tag, looking to find something off the back end, but couldn't find the angle just yet. It's going to continue to send rounds down range, but nothing to be found through that wall inside that B window. Brock once more continues to take matters into his own hands, uses that recon bolt, looks for more, unable to find it. The Seekers, though, will find that information. They've got that heat seeking in it. You can't miss that one. So they have the info to throw out towards the C link. As the shock dart goes through, Koala backs away. The spike now to be planted. In a 5v5 retake, the spike down at B. Complexity need to find their way on, and that's a pretty good start as AGM finds the first frag. Spotted out towards the back of site is Koala. Zohai hops on the board as well. And speaking of hopping on the board, Complexity looking to find their first round win as they cut it down to the last 2. Chase takes too much damage, and Ryan now needs to be the hero that Ghost Gaming need to keep this a flawless game. So the 4-1 game is on the docket, and there it is. AGM on the defuse and Complexity on the board.
The Odin there went absolutely massive. It's nice spam in towards Bunny to be able to pick up that frag, or the pocket rather, outside of B. I mean, that's when the round becomes necessary, because even though you didn't find any early impact with the operator, you were still able to pick up the round on the retake. Those B site retakes can be very difficult, especially when there's an Astra in play, but there was really no flank or anything even needed because Ghost was still committed onto the site, and well, the brawl was just won out by Cole. Again, good Sky utility. This time it's out at OHI. Now, into the next round, it's a quick flash out towards long. The same Gravwell will deny this aggression.
Refusing to give up the ult orbs is Ghost Gaming. And Complexity will give them that respect. The operators have yet to find anything early in this round. Nismo going to go through with the Trailblazer. Gets nothing of his own, but lack of information is still information. You've got a few clear corners, but it's not safe enough to push just yet as the guiding light goes over the top. It's basically all that Complexity needed from OHI to know that Ghost Gaming still lingering in the area. With 50 seconds left on the clock, somebody's going to have to make a move, and there it is. Koala tries to sneak away. J. Cruel will punish, but Nismo with a nice shot to the top of the head of OHI will even the odds.
Yeah, 4 versus 4 still here, and the Killjoy utility is up. That'll provide great information, and it allows Complexity to keep 2 stacked out towards A, but that 2A call is not the best of situations, because B seems to be the final commitment. There's still this alarm to play around, but Cosmic Divide should deny any aggression. It again falls to this retake, but there is that lockdown available, and it should likely be popped soon by AGM.
And that is so scary to stick that plant after taking the vulnerability from the alarm bot, because those shock darts are just around the corner. Fortunately for Ghost,
the timing.
They weren't there just yet, and J. Cruel understands that somebody might be looking for a flank, especially with the plant on B. So Nismo will fall. A Cosmic Divide of their own for Complexity. The fake on the spike is enough to draw out the fuse, or the grab, well, excuse me, and Huynh just around the corner tosses out one bit of utility, but doesn't have the rest. It's another round the way of Complexity.
And it's another B take in very similar fashion. They didn't need to pressure the flank. They didn't even need to commit that lockdown. The Cosmic Divide was enough for a bit of that scare factor. Ghost Gaming, they had to push through that if they wanted to find the defuse, and, well, or excuse me, if they wanted to defend the spike. But before that even happened, you had the flank being held, both in garage and out towards A. 2 freebies given away. Ghost Gaming, I think they're going to have to change up the way they play around this B site if they want to commit that in the future.
Eyes up.
Turret out.
Right here.
Brock right back at it. Gonna find some chip damage early, this time out towards mid. Mid doors, I should say, because even shooting through window here or nest, still considered damage out towards mid. It's a drone used a bit deeper on the drone from Huynh, and well, it doesn't really spot a whole lot here. SoaR's is known to be clear, but long is absolutely not. You got 2 players here. The guiding light in hand. OHI looking to play the cross with AGM as Ghost. All 5 stacked up for a moment out towards A. They're running the clock down just under a minute as they look to make a decision elsewhere. The Blades online here for Koala, and, well, J. Cruel, operator still in hand. Might find the first, and when you peek again like that, if you're chasing, well, you're gonna get punished. Just swings a bit too far wide. The first kill goes away to Complexity.
Oh, and finally OHI has been activated. Nismo was attempting the lurk up. He'll die, so A site generally off the table, but Spike's still out here. Looks like Ghost, they're going for a bit of a fake pressure out towards Garage. The final rotation is towards A, but the blind actually makes it all the way towards long. It'll tag up Ryan. That information will be garnered, and now they have to make a new decision. Likely just the save here with only 20 seconds left.
All the way back in this. I mean, did they even leave it?
10
Maybe
seconds left.
Did Ghost even leave the spawn this round? Or?
They went long, then they got murdered.
Yeah, they didn't get very far. So Complexity, a really solid job in holding things down on defense and not giving up any space at all. And I mean, when you take a peek at the first 4 rounds of this game, Ghost really had a hold on things, right? It's not like we're taking a peek and saying, oh, well, once Complexity got weapons. No, they lost a rifle round. They already did that. It was that second rifle round where they started to come online, and it's starting to look scary, especially when you're starting to get figured out in map number 1, because we already talked about the implications of split for Ghost Gaming. So we still got a lot of game left. We're only 8 rounds in. It's rifles and operators across the board. Chase, unfortunately, going to be on that Spectre, so a bit less of an arsenal for Ghost Gaming as they look to break the streak of Complexity and keep this from being a tie game.
Ghost Gaming's pacing is just so incredibly slow. They're waiting for aggression out of Complexity, but Complexity hasn't really been showing that. They have this double initiator comp, which provides them enough information without actually having to find a phase check. You see that there was a bird out towards long. They had that Sova drone up through mid. The info is already abound, and the only push-up coming, well, it's a walk-up of the operator towards long. Ghost isn't even challenging that positioning.
It's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. It's kind of been a feint towards A for really all of the game for Ghost Gaming. And then they look to make decisions after that. This time, that feint looking to be a commitment. There is some Killjoy utility here that will secure that info that somebody's looking to push onto the side as that spike looks to get planted. The Hunter Shuri to deter from now. Brock gonna split the uprights on the first two, maybe get something on the next, and actually a double tag. So the HP low as the regrowth comes through. It looks to heal up one. Unfortunately, Chase a bit worse for wear. A 5v5 retake with the spike planted is in favor of Ghost Gaming for now, but a lockdown might just turn the tides.
Yeah, there's a Hunter's Fury available. They should immediately counter it out. It might even find a tag onto one of these players out towards spawn, and it'll almost convert the kill. Instead, it's J-Cruel through the wall. The op shot is good. A second, he is just owning Ghost Gaming right now, and it's three now. The op are doing it all. One man left. Kowareta to clutch, but it's 1 versus 5. The fuse is coming through. The op's not enough. The classic just might, but it's not gonna happen. Complexity. What a retake.
And what a streak. They matched Ghost Gaming's 4 in a row with 4 of their own. They tie us up, and I mean, yeah, it was, you had the lockdown to look to push everybody away, but like you stated, Hunter Shuri, they send that one out, they get rid of the lockdown, and you're thinking, okay, well, what do Complexity have to work with? Well, they've got J-Cruel, who is just an absolute madman and just goes off the rails here with the operator, picking up 3, and I would argue 2 of those kills he should not have been given. But either way, Complexity will take what they can get. As Ghost Gaming will call a timeout and look to ice the kicker here in this one. Look to freeze some of this Complexity momentum, because this is the map you need to win, especially to get this series started if you're Ghost Gaming. So 30 seconds left on the timeout, and well, it's back to the drawing board here for the attacking side.
Yeah, and called by Kaplan here, so the coach of Ghost Gaming wanting to step in a little bit and change something up. I'd honestly love to see them take something a bit quicker early on. We've seen some of these rounds where they can provide that early pressure. They've been able to fake out Complexity, force out that rotation. I think it happened early, might have been in one of the pistols or the round after that, where they just applied a little bit of pressure and they vacated that A site, leaned into playing the retake. That's great and all. They've been able to get onto these sites, but what's so damaging is Complexity's retake. It's double initiator. It's J-Cruel just doing ungodly things with that operator. Ghost should have the utility to hold on to these, but it just hasn't been happening. These are the things they're discussing right now. Hopefully, if you're a Ghost fan, they will have found a solution, as these next couple of rounds will prove crucial for the late round momentum.
Now Chase, the only member from Ghost Gaming to be hunkered up outside A. That's kind of where we saw them feinting at the beginning of rounds and then looking to make a call afterwards. Instead, it's 4 out towards mid. Maybe looking for a quick split or a quick bit of a utility dump from Complexity. Trying to buy what they can. Unfortunately, it's not a whole lot just yet. The Nebula going to be recalled, or I should say the Star to be recalled, and nothing yet to be found. It's, I mean, Ghost, again, we're just under a minute, and they've barely left their spawn. Now they have to look to make a decision, and well, they're also going to have to push through a couple of stars in order to do so if they head towards that B side. As Yellow Drone clears out everything, there's still a turret there for the information, and, well, back towards A. Going to try it again, this time a bit less in terms of ult economy to deter this push.
30 seconds left.
The util in towards short. That alarm bot will trigger first contact. Likely a blind to come soon after. They'll have the information before the site hit even comes to fruition. There is the utility, but same is true for Ghost Gaming. Kowareta, he has gone up and over OHI. OHI is still in this nebula. He can end this round right now. He's found 2. ATM another. Kowareta to reply, but just look at the time. Spike has to be planted, and it might just come through now. He has his damage doubled, but is able to convert it. Still the Blade Storm available, but a huge flick from Kowareta will find the frag onto J-Cruel. Now a 2 versus 2, but health so low for Ghost Gaming.
And a heads up
enemy remaining.
frag there. Oh, and speaking of heads up frags, Valen able to find one. Now Ghost playing in that same, Ryan playing in that same spot, lines him up, knocks him down off the back end of a timeout. Ghost get another tally in the win column.
Oh, that was such a perfect bait because you have the 1 HP player in that same exact corner that Ryan is sitting. And that initial frag, it sold some false confidence. They thought Graffiti would be clear because why would there be 2 players sitting in Graffiti? But Ryan, he did a little bit of rattiness and was able to perfectly time this lineup. I think that Valen might have saw him, but it just wasn't enough time to turn around to change the course of that round. And talk about changing courses. This was exactly when Ghost needed to show up, and they needed to switch the momentum into their favor, and they do just that.
I do feel like they leaned pretty heavy on the heroics in that round.
True.
Destroyed.
So it's tough to say because, I mean, what's been the call on Haven here, right? It's let's just hit A over and over and over. Let's feint A and then we'll try and end A, right? It goes to kind of a one-trick pony here on Haven when there's 2 other sites to play with. Now maybe this isn't the round to do it unbeknownst to them. It's a full Killjoy utility setup with a star on top of it out towards B. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot. Sure, when they try something else, they have to answer to J. Cruel, just as Koala did. At the very least, Ghost looking to get out of their shell as Nismo trades one back. Brock will fall. And, well, the alts are in favor of Ghost Gaming. They're going to use that first, and AGM gets a bit too aggressive. Speaking of the alts in favor, both of them expended here, and J. Cruel expending the HP as Nismo falls, looking for more. Not able to find it, just a bit wide right. There's the spike yet to be planted. There's 30 seconds left on the clock to do so.
Ohio has already given away his position, but the other player still unknown. It's Valen working on a pinch, but he'll take care of Ryan. So we find a 2 versus 2. Flashes not on the table right now. They have to go in dry. Ohio falls. Valen's position is noted, and Chase has to swing this. 8 bullets, both know where the other is. The classic is out. The clutch is found. They're relying on heroics, but it's just working, Tanner.
It's just working. Yeah, it's... I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Just kind of bombard your way somewhere and see what you can get out of it. Now, I'm sure there is more going into it, right? It's not just kind of mindless aggression for that is allowing Ghost to win these rounds. But you take a look at it, that round, if one shot goes differently, if J. Cruel is readied up a bit more left of the shot that he missed and died, he gets a collateral and 2 people fall, right? So it's coming down to stuff like that. It's so incredibly close. And sure, that would be heroics in its own right for complexity. But I mean, look at J. Cruel. How do you keep running at this guy, right? You need to take him down in order to win the round. And it's been so hard for them to do that, especially without giving up something first.
Yeah, that it has, but it's a much better start in this round. Complexity, they're aware today has been a heavy focus of Ghost Gaming, and when they make the adaptations necessary to deny that play, Dog does come up and break contact with the Killjoy turret, but they're not sold on this play. Say AGM cautious of the possibility of a flank, cautious that maybe someone had circumvented his alarm bot, but that hasn't happened just yet. Ghost still leaving one out towards the A side. It's Nismo alone. The other 2 players in Ryan and Koala trying to make something happen with the spike on the back.
Well, another rough kill for Ghost Hit Gaming, or rough death, I should say, rather. They're knocked down to their last 2. It's another feint out towards A. They look to redirect elsewhere as Ryan takes quite a bit of damage. There's still 2 players to answer to. You're out towards the C site. Maybe getting contact with the first. Valen sits down 1. Now Koala has a very tall task and quite possibly going for the 1v5 or maybe looking for the save. Neither of those going to come to fruition as it's a flawless round for Complexity.
This A-side defense has really turned around. They were initially leaning into playing this retake. Now they're committed to holding it down for Complexity, and they do that perfectly. 3 men postured there. Bit of aggression out towards sewers. They win out on those early fights, set themselves on the right direction, and now for the last round in this half, money's really not looking great for Ghost Gaming, all things considered. 3 pistols, 1 Spectre, 1 rifle on win. It's not what you want to see. Complexity definitely on the hunt for a 6-6 half here. Is this time, it's a big change of pace. Hard C.
We've seen this drone as a feint previously. Squirtle gonna look away from the flash, dash through the gravity well, find the first frag. So the Blades online means good things for the Jet thus far. As a vulnerability, not gonna amount to too much. Complexity, a player down. Will concede the site for now. The spike will be planted. And it's Complexity now to work against the clock. Cam goes through. Recon tag coming out from the Owl drone as well. As the shock darts land, the op shot does not, and the Blades continue forward. AGM able to sit him down, make it two. The odds are even, but will Nismo go unchecked? He does for one. He finds the next. He tries to clutch it out, but he just can't do it. It's AGM now to find an ace on the round, but he's running out of time. It's the last round of the half. There's no reason to hang on to what you got and not just send it. Unfortunately, doesn't have a whole lot to work with as he taps onto the spike. Expected somebody on the right side. Needs to go for the defuse, and unfortunately just can't do it. So Ghost have done it. They've netted themselves a lion's share of the first half. We'll see if they can keep going forward after this short break. Fairly close half puts Ghost in the lead by 2, but now we jump into the next, and we'll see if they can hang on to this lead or if Complexity are just around the corner from tying us up. Been back and forth. Well, I say back and forth, but we went 4 for 4 essentially until Ghost pulled away here, Mimi, and we get something a little different. It's a different look as we see the attackers look towards the C side and not just hit A over and over.
We saw this the other day where you put that Sova deep towards spawn, you see the quick hit out towards C, but what they're not ready for is Koala up top. J. Cruel was out alone, the rest of Complexity desperately trying to fall away, and somehow J. Cruel is almost living, but doesn't quite happen there. Excuse me, that's instead the Koala on Ghost Gaming who is living. Jet for Jet, both are low, one is dead. It's Win in sewers, and this time it's over for Sova. Brock to fall in this round stays a little bit confusing because there's aggression out of AGM. He'll pick up Win. We'd fall to a 4 versus 3 advantage with Ghost, but that one player is still incredibly wounded.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a tough spot. Huge by Win to get the value that he did as Ohai able to pick up one onto Koala as he dashes out. Nismo looking for more from Heaven. Now in a 2v2 situation is Complexity with the spike planted, but on the back foot in terms of HP as Nismo finds another AGM. Needs to find his way, needs to navigate his way around the site, and they have absolutely no idea where he's at. What a clutch for Complexity.
Oh, Ghost Gaming, no one checks. Hell, no one even considers it as a possibility. They walk straight past AGM, and he's just able to line him up, and it's a quick tap at the bowling alley to win out the round. A very big pistol round for Complexity, and heads up from AGM. Besides this clutch in the end, he also found that kill out towards sewers, denied the pressure that Ghost Gaming would have had if they held that position.
How did AGM get there? Because he picked up that kill onto Hwyn and then almost was spotted out by Ryan. Did he just walk back up sewers, kind of around the box?
I think he just had the timing of his life.
Yeah, that is actually the timing of his life. I wish I was taking a peek at that pathing a bit better. There's no way he went all the way around B, right? That is insane for AGM to win that and almost got himself put in a bad spot because Hwyn almost killed him. Hwyn knocked him down to 40 health down inside sewers. So a scary spot to be for a Killjoy, but he bails himself and his team out. And I said, let's see if Ghost can keep it going. It's looking like the former in Complexity trying to tie us up, but so much respect given here in the anti-eco.
Good reason to, because there's a heavy stack over towards the C side. 3 in garage, 1 player in long. It's Nismo. Flash queued up. He'll likely go off the contact of his throne. Out comes the swing. Another flash.
Wow.
No one can see a thing, but blinded. It doesn't matter. 2 are sprayed down. Complexity looking to convert this cleanly, unless the classics can find a bite, but the mouth just a little bit too small to finish it out. It's 7-7 for Complexity, only losing 1 player in the anti-eco.
I think Chase died on accident because he was backside C. Both of those flashes came through and then 2 kills were found. It was Nismo and Chase. And I think it was kind of just like a random spray while blinded that found the kill onto Chase. So, I mean, it's the anti-eco. Maybe you're expecting to meet that same fate, but a tough place to find yourself when you're hoping to do a bit of damage. You're not really able to. As J. Cruel coming to this one is going to have that frenzy. We'll see what he opts into for the next. But for now, for Ghost, they've got the full rifles. They've got Ryan on the Odin out towards mid. So the spray battles go back and forth. Brock maybe looking to get some of his own. AGM aggressive up towards B. Hasn't spotted anything just yet. Only a Spectre in hand. Should be able to knock down the utility. And Spike just around the corner behind him.
This positioning out towards A. You just have Koala holding there alone, and it's again a heavy lean over towards C and B. This allows quick rotations off of first contact, either from your C player in that cipher of Chase or from Koala. Allows a lot of adaptability, but what it also allows is for you to have a heavy hand on this B side if that's where the final commitment comes, and that could still be likely. You see 2 players from Complexity postured out in this direction, and the blind will reveal at least some of that information to Ghost Gaming.
And maybe for a second you thought, okay, they're looking to hit A, but like you said, with that blind and the information, you know players are out towards mid, so they're going to hold it down for now. The play out towards B slowly starting to fall apart for Complexity. They take quite a bit of damage. They go 1 for 1 in trades, but then Ryan hops on the board for 3. It's Chase for 2, and it's flawless for Ghost.
Yeah, clean as could be there. And I was hyping up the ability for that setup to have the quick rotation. Didn't even need it there. Again, it's the information that Nismo allows. That's the power of double initiator on this map. That's why both these teams are running it. And for Ghost, it's also Chase on that cipher. Over the kill, so you have even more info to work with. It allows Ghost to be very passive, very slow. You don't have to go for those aggressive phase checks, and it's working well for them. Weapons up for Complexity, so we get kind of our first round of true rifles versus rifles here.
The Recon Bolt stunted by the Cloud Burst, but they do get some information as to where that Jet and J. Cruel is playing. He's forced to use that dash to get away, but he gets a bit deeper, and now in a tough spot. Yep, draft used, 58 HP. He survives the shock dart, but will he survive the rest of the round? Fortunately, Ohai is here with that regrowth. At the very least, get his health back. Nothing he can do about the shields. The 5v5, no less, as it's still a 5-point stance-ish for Complexity. They're slowly starting to bring up the rear and head back towards that A site where J. Cruel looks to continue to be the tip of the spear. Nothing found just yet on both sides. The Trailblazer Now gets info that they're leaning this way. Win gonna fall. It's Balin to pick up the first. A couple of stars to work with. Nothing placed just yet. Both Ohai and Koala lock down the A site. But Ohai looking to back away for now.
It's a full 2-2 split as well, so rotates will be far away. Koala has to go absolutely massive from this angle.
Stars are out. Recon Volt Flash for the information. Koala picks up one. J-Crew falls, but Ohai's there to trade it back. And speaking of going massive, Nismo looks to do it. Unfortunately, only good for one. As the tides have turned, the A side has been taken. Its complexity, a player ahead with the Cosmic Divide to work with. This Ghost look to find their way in on the retake. Both players and Ryan and Chase will mount their positions up in heaven. And Ryan's got a pretty expensive gun coming into this round. Maybe looks to save if they can't find something off the rip. Chase gonna drop down. There it is. Something off the rip is exactly what the doctor ordered. Inside the Nebula Smoker, just on the other side is Brock. He looks to spray through. Damage is done. Ryan looking to stick it. Somebody's gotta stop him. They'll do just that, and AGM does it again.
How many times is AGM gonna find a double and save a round for complexity? It's now 8-8 in the score, and I mean, Ghosts, they've got to be hitting themselves a little bit after that round. It was such a winnable situation, but you can't contend with clutch. I would have loved to see Chase go in for the defuse as that lower HP player and just let the Odin get it done, but doesn't happen. The money, now it's going to be looking kind of weird. Whoever wins this round, and if it's complexity, especially to win this round, it's going to be a mostly full reset. Money's not in a good spot here for Ghost Gaming.
That's a rough way to kick things off. Koala takes down the turret, but falls. It's on the back half, so AGM, the last 2 kills in the first one here in this round. Finishing things in the last, kicking things off in the next. Keep the momentum moving forward for complexity as they look to push behind the Seekers. Information garnered that players are split out towards the C site. The lockdown should clear things out. That back site still widely available through the cages. Ohai will find Chase. The Cypher will fall, and Brock trades out Nismos. The numbers advantage heavily in favor of complexity in a 2v4 with the lockdown. Keeping the rest of the squad at bay. Quinn and Ryan look to save because of that aforementioned economy, Mimi.
Yeah, and it's just a really nice lockdown there. That one out towards Garage. It provides you so much space, completely clears out Garage and C-Link, as well as a good chunk of the C-Site. All you really have to worry about is clearing back Plat. Complexity did a great job at that. The 2 site defenders were killed quickly, and there was a lurk out towards mid to deny anything tricky. Now it's just these 2 players holding strong together. AGM is on the hunt, but if he goes top heaven, don't have the best of odds in his favor unless he catches a timing. 1 player in the anti-flash, that's Win. Ryan holding the line, finds the first. Win will reply. They know where he is, so the hunt can come on, but with the spike detonating, time is too far gone. Only 1 weapon saved, but a good trade for complexity.
What was Swin looking at?
Yeah, I think he was just playing anti-flash.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
The Sky was still alive there, right? I think Ohai was still up.
That makes sense. I was thinking maybe he's, you know how sometimes your character model will show too much if you're looking one way, so you look the other. I was thinking maybe he was trying to allow Ryan to, you know, squeeze in as tight to the corner as he can. He's like, don't worry, man, I'll look away. You get in here as tight as you can.
There's not enough space on this door.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That wasn't the case. You're probably right. Mine was the dumber reasoning. That is why that's why you're the brains. That's why you're always brilliant. But complexity now a round ahead. The knives online. We'll see how brilliant Koala can be with those. And it doesn't take a whole lot of brilliance. Mostly just going to take the aim rather than the brain. And I don't know how I just recognize this, but Ohai with the yellow crosshair on Haven, I don't know how he's doing it.
I respect it. It matches his skin. I think that's what's more important. It also kind of matches his agent's hair. He's got the whole thing going. I hope he's running the yellow colorblind mode as well. Get the full thing rolling, but, you know, the little things aside, this is just going to be a quick hit out towards C. It's left to a retake play for Ghost Gaming.
And they concede the C site. ATM still here on the lurk and the blades. And that's your most important piece. Maybe outside of the hero rifle in Wynn's hands. But one of the most important pieces taken down as the pistols look to just charge right on through. Ryan does get spotted. Chase, unknown for now. They have to be wary of that spawn position. Ryan slowly starting to creep around. You're really running out of time. Ghosts appear to be playing mostly for the containment. If you don't have a weapon, well, you look to go fight on the side. If you do have a weapon, you look to save. As Ryan picks up one, not able to find the next. It's Valen to trade it back, but damage done no less. On to two as Ghost concede another round. Look for a bit more here. Shock Dart Cute. I'm not going to find anything just yet. Chase to push around the corner. Chase to fall. And, well, the weapons to be hung on to for the two remaining of Ghosts, but it's complexity, the double digits.
10-8. It's not an unwinnable scoreline, but it's a good look for complexity right now. This C site has been a big striking point for them because Ghost has been generally leaning in towards the retake. I don't hate it on that round because they did have the lighter buy. You gamble out towards mid and they hope they come in your direction and that you can get it done. But now they have changed up how they're playing that site. They're going to have Koala anchoring it with an operator, and Koala on the op. He can be a game changer single-handedly. The money hasn't been great for him to get one too much yet this half. Here's his chance.
Like you said, 10-8. It's not an unwinnable score line for Ghost Gaming. But in terms of economy for complexity, I think we're sitting pretty for the next couple of rounds. So if you're Ghost, you want to string not only two together to get us tied up, but you want to try and do it, if not in flawless fashion, as close to flawless as you can get. Because as we've seen the last couple of rounds, they've just been hanging onto the weapons that they can scrounge together. As AGM, the point man here in this round once more. The Trailblazer looks to grab some info. So SoaR's all the way clear just about until you get to that site, but nobody behind it. Complexity still lean a bit towards mid. We'll see where they head. Should they go through garage? Chase has got the information to call him out. And, well, if they go towards C, which is looking likely, they're going to be walking right into the operator of Koala here as the jump peak is there. The swing is there. The shot will not land as Cosmic Divide goes through. Gravity will try and slow things down. The next shot will miss, and I don't blame him. It's a tough one as Jay Cruel stays alive for now. The Hunter's Fury causing chaos. Extra chaos on the side as Valen finds one. Chase will fall, and the rest of Ghost Gaming need to find their way through the Cosmic Divide. They'll send out one of their own. The spike is planted. The retake is imminent, and it's a 4v3 in favor of complexity.
Oh, they have a box to work in here for a moment. It's their opportunity for respite, but Brock, he will not allow tranquility. He wants to slaughter. He'll find 3. Complexity will push to 11.
Well, thank goodness timeouts exist, because if you're Ghost Gaming, you're in a really tough spot. That economy is not great. It might be upgraded pistols coming into this one, but now you're also weighing your options. Hey guys, can we play for the win here, or do we look to concede this one and play for that overtime? It's not impossible to string 4 together. We've already seen that from both of these squads thus far. But it's on the attacking side for Ghost. So this timeout, I mean, crucial to figure out how exactly they want to play what could be the last 2 rounds of this map.
Yeah, and I mean, in that previous round, the utility was just so good. Koala, even when he has the up, he's just not been permitted to find any impact. I don't think we've seen a round where he's gotten an op opener, and that is so rare for this guy.
Good on complexity. I like just to have kind of that wherewithal. Now, I will say they did get lucky in the last one. They did get a little lucky that Koala missed that shot, but he was, had the trigger discipline not to shoot at the jump peak. But then once J. Cruel had swung out wide, Koala misses that shot. Like you said, a bit uncharacteristic, but good on complexity for not allowing this jet to really get online. And off the back end of that timeout for Ghost Gaming, it looks like they are opt into some upgraded pistols, maybe some armor across the board for some members. And not necessarily concede this round, but not really make it the most winnable, as they like to go aggressive. Okay, a good start there. Nice grab. Well, to get some vulnerability onto AGM. It allows Koala to find the first frag, but it's traded right back. Now on the defense, there's 2 out towards the A site for now. The stars go down, and, well, complexity looking to just storm the beaches here as Ryan picks up one in response. Chase gonna go wide on his, and Ohai good for 2 before being traded. Now in a 2v2 situation, there's a weapon to be retrieved across the map. We'll see how Quinn
planted.
battle back into this one with Nismo. That spike is planted.
2 shock darts to work with, and, well, his dart's coming online soon. He'll pop the shocks and find some damage off of him. Brock lit up a bit and forced back straight into the line of fire of Nismo. What a combination, and with the combo, it goes both ways. The flash in for support. Here comes the second. Here comes the swing, but down goes Win. It's Valen in the clutch. He's looking the wrong direction, needs to adjust, but it's Nismo instead. Match point has been avoided as Ghost Gaming win a very crucial round.
That is the most crucial round, and I mean, I sold a little bit. At the beginning of the round, I said, this is a round that Ghost aren't necessarily, you know, conceding. They're not giving it up, but not one that they're really expecting to win, and they completely make me eat my words and make me look like a fool because they win this round, not in flawless fashion. It was darn good the way that they were able to piece this together, right? It's flawless in the sense of how the way they played it. Not necessarily how many agents were still alive. That was unupgraded pistols. But as we said, it's going to take a bit for Complexity to lose that economy. They're going to be sitting pretty for the next couple of rounds. But goes back on weapons as Brock tosses out the shock dart, trying to clear out the B side. And we see a quick hit. This one into the garage, trying to catch Ghost Gaming off guard. It's Nismo to back away. Guiding light used, and the Seeker's on top of it, trying to slow down this push, looking to deter, but a lockdown lets me know that C is on the menu here for Complexity as Valen, the first to fall. It's Nismo to find that kill as they back away. Ghost Gaming in a tough spot. Both corral towards the back of side. Koala gonna go online with the operator there. Brock pickling up in response, but Nismo mows him down as they push on. It's 50 HP here for Ohai as he takes down the drone. Just about now he's able to find it. Koala gonna swing. It's Koala with a rifle, and it's Ghost with double digits.
I mean, Ghost, they're really making a case for the comeback here. 1 round away from closing this gap, and well, the money, it's starting to drain for Complexity. This is probably the last buy they have in them before they're starting to glance at the possibility of a reset. I mean, what has changed for Ghosts? It's hard to say exactly, but they've just made some big adjustments to their setup. C was such an issue for them. They've adapted how they're playing that site. They've changed their Cypher setup. Previously, it was just looking for information, and that wasn't really working because there was always these shock darts from Brock to break the trips. It never felt like they found their full value. Now they're just committed out towards A. Now they're trying to enable Koala to find a shot with his operator, and he's actually made it past the smoke in a good position towards long here.
Here.
Yeah, it does also, it feels like Ghost have been a little less reserved with their utility.
Yeah.
Right? At the beginning of that round, Nismo, I mean, they start flexing on Garage immediately, and he just starts tossing things out. The flashes, the ultimate, everything starts going. Whereas previously, it seemed like they're kind of waiting for them to get on the site before doing so. And then we would see strange Complexity kills where they're, you know, killing Chase through his cage and things of that nature. So I think just kind of creating chaos before it's directly on the site and not giving up too much space is really what Ghosts have been able to do thus far. And a nice tag nets Nismo a nice kill. AGM down means the Clutch Master off the board for Complexity, and quite possibly an 11th here for Ghost. But 40 seconds on the clock. 4 players still alive for Complexity. There's a lot to work with as they look to get that spike planted on B.
Yeah, Ghost again, they're playing for this quick retake, but they don't have much control out towards mid. Postpoint should have time to be established, and J. Cruel still holding a big line here over towards A-Link.
It could be up, V-up here in a second. Valen creeping up and maybe flirting with the idea of swinging that one. It's not a great idea, I'll tell you. There's 2 just on the opposite side, but it's unbeknownst to him as he picks up the first. Classic in hand. Chase goes leaping across, and J. Cruel a bit early on the trigger and punished for it as Ghost push on through to the site. They cut it down to the last, and Ohai and Ghost have found a way to retake the site and tie us up.
I mean, retakes have been so rough for Ghost because they're almost always losing someone early on, but in this round, they fully lent on that retake. They decided to play it in the full 5 versus 5, was able to find an early frag, and I love the bait setup we see there. You jump in with the classic, try and find the trade with the rifle, create that chaos, because Ghost Gaming, they thrive in it. And while Nismo and Koala especially did a huge job there, Nismo is fragging out of his mind right now on the sky.
And that's, I mean, it's basically one thing that you can always expect from Nismo is finding that value in the frags department. I mean, shout-outs, both Ryan and Brock. They're in the double digits for their assists for their respective teams. On this one, another quick hit on the docket. It's a gravity well, unfortunately, to pull one in. Nismo picks up one, but he's traded out. J. Cruel the first to fall onto the site. And, well, the rest of the ghosts are going to kind of follow suit from that complexity player. Now it's down to the last in chase. The Cosmic Divide to push on through. The drone should spot him out towards back site. Gets the tag. The shots to the box won't land for Chase, but they will for OOKERS. Complexity, some way, somehow, they found a way to break the streak and take us to the last round of regulation.
Ghost, that is a tough round for them to be losing. Really great gravity well from Valen. That was the point of reset. That was the lighter money, but the gravel allows them a frag. They recover some upgraded weapons off of it, and, well, their little force in was able to convert. Still winnable for Ghost here, but you don't get that operator. You don't get that blade storm. All you have to work with here is that info ult of Chase and the Hunter's Fury of Win. It's good, but is it good enough to save this map?
That's a great start to fight for your overtime. This win gets one with the Hunter's Fury. Cam gonna find the tag onto J. Cruel. So they know where that jet is at. They know where that op is at for now. But where is the rest of the squad? You're kind of left to assume they might be close to the duelist. And, well, you would be correct if you are Ghost Gaming in assuming that. But down a player, Complexity. Look to still split this site. 3 out towards sewers. J. Cruel, the only one out towards A-Long with the operator in hand. Just trying to find something, looking to pop the grape of Chase as he looks to find the headshot leap. The trap wire going to be taken down. Ryan trying to shoot on through as Brock trades it back. It's still a player advantage for Ghost. Twin going to grab another in Complexity. Down to their last couple of legs here. Only 2 remain. It's the operator in hand for J. Cruel as he cuts the numbers down once more for Ghost. Now only a 1-player advantage as he goes up top. He gets tagged out. He's in a tough spot, but he still battles out for another frag before falling. And in a 1v2 situation, Valen needs to go clutch to close it out here for Complexity. One just around the corner, picks it up there. It's Nismo, the last one standing, and quite honestly, the last player you would want alive in a situation like this is the Trailblazer. Gonna grab the information. No stars to work with as Nismo swings, Nismo frags, and takes us to OT.
I mean, you said he is the player you would want, and that's for good reason. Nismo, so good in the clutch. He will defeat his wounded opponent. He will find Ghost overtime. And now Complexity, they've got to get worried because this map was looking so good for them, and now it started to slip away. Ghost Gaming have figured out this defensive side.
And that has got to feel good. It feels like this is the way it should have went, right? If you're Ghost Gaming, you're kind of kicking yourself for giving up that previous round and letting that quick C-take come on through, especially the way that things started for Nismo and that one of J. Cruel dropping early. But we get to the last round of regulation and they show us how to get it done when it really matters. And we've been talking about heroics. J. Cruel did everything he could in that round. I mean, continuing to push forward, finding the close range fights with the operator. Goes 2 for 1. And it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. But we get to see something that we haven't seen in quite some time. It's Ghost Gaming all stacked up out towards A. And, well, it looks like Complexity might be ready for it as Zohai cues up a guiding light.
Oh, Bird gets stuck there for a moment and won't find too much value. J. Cruel still cautious of this line and will hold on with the operator. Oh, there's a gap in the smoke, but he's not able to capitalize. Stays with a 5v5. Ghost putting the pressure on, but they'll relent it for now.
And it's a tough situation because you've spotted out the operator. Now maybe you want to play away from it. And again, this is overtime, so it's an armorless J. Cruel with Cloudburst to work with the operator in hand. But you want to play away from it, so you look to rotate, and that's just enough time for the op to do exactly the same. So Quinn might just push up and meet his demise. No, it's Koala instead. Trying to charge onto the site. The Recon Bolt not going to get the value they had hoped for as the utility comes through. It denies for now, and Nismo picks up a huge kill. The off angle crouched. Sits the operator down, but in a 4v4, the spike needs to get planted. That it will. The kills will go back and forth, but it's Complexity looking to hang on here in the first round of overtime. Their defense has been stalwart. Now in a 1v3 chase, has to go huge. needs to be the hero. As he spots out the spike, it is not being defused. He finds the first, needs to find the nexus. Both will swing. Chase will spray, but he will fall. And it's just enough time for the defuse as Complexity will go up 1 round here in overtime.
Complexity win that round, but they are licking their wounds. That came way closer than it should have been. The spray transfer from Chase was looking so strong. It's not enough. I said that Goats Gaming had figured out the defensive side, but it was only 4-5 rounds which they were able to claim in this half. Now, this entire map rides on that side, and have to see if they can get it done. Complexity, they're still fighting in this.
One enemy remaining.
It does seem that the defense has been stronger as we've gone later in the game, right? It was Ghost to win out 3 of the last 4 to get us to overtime. Is Complexity then to get that one on their defense. I think what's scary for Complexity is it was Ghost figuring out the defense. Now you kick things off with a nice frag out towards C Long, and that's what we talked about. That was the missing ingredient for Ghost Gaming, was Koala not finding early picks. Well, that's a great one to try and keep you in here as Complexity. Again, a player down. Nismo gonna go unchecked once more as he looks to flash on through. Ohai picks up one. Now needs to find some more. Nice double flash on the guiding light. And Ohai has absolutely no clue where he's at. Brock survived the initial spray from Nismo and is there to trade things back. As Complexity have battled back to get things not in their favor, but at the very least even. With the spike in hand, Brock looks to get this one down. And look at the position from AGM.
This one stays weird. They're fighting for the spawn control. Chase wants to contest it, but Brock is holding the line. Crosshair placement is perfect. It's Koala in the clutch. He's given away the game. And it's just the operator to work with.
Wow.
Vandal down, but time. It is ticking away. And Brock is still out towards B site.
And he shoots for a bit of attention. He's able to... Oh, no, he's not. He walks into the cloud burst, but it's not an